Hello, my name is Jorge, and this is my channel, Mexicali Fish Keeper. I guess if you clicked on the video here today, it's because you want to find out how to start an aquarium. And that is sort of a loaded question. The reason I say that is because there's a lot of stuff that you have to take into consideration when trying to decide to get into keeping fish. I know there's a lot of videos out there that have great information. There's several channels out there that I could, recommend that you could watch a video on how to set up your first aquarium and stuff like that. They have tutorials and things like that. But I think today I want to take a further step back. And I kind of want to address the issue, which is, why do you want to set up an aquarium? I think that question never really gets asked a lot, at least not that I'm aware of or that I've seen asked before. But it's a very important question because a lot of what you answer with that is going to help you determine the level of success that you're going to accomplish. The reason I say that is because if your motivation behind starting an aquarium is mostly because it's trendy, then more than likely your chances of being successful are reduced, because there might be a lack of commitment when it comes to learning what it takes to have an aquarium. Maybe a lack of commitment of doing the proper maintenance that you need to do in the aquarium. But the biggest one is really understanding how an aquarium functions. There's a lot of information out there that you can consume to help you educate yourself when it comes to trying to start up an aquarium. There's some terms you're going to hear out there that are going to be new, and you might not fully understand what it is they're talking about. You're going to hear terms like the nitrogen cycle. You're going to hear terms like a seasoned aquarium. You're going to hear terms when it comes to the different types of filtration. You're going to hear words like canister, or what's even worse, acronyms like HOB, which really stands for hang on the back filter. You're going to hear sponge filters. You're going to hear, probably not so much, you will hear on my channel because I'm a little older than most people, but under gravel filters. You're going to hear the terms filtration being thrown around, and a lot of it might be a little bit confusing. You'll hear about diseases like ick, and might not understand what that is, or when they're talking about ick. You might hear about internal parasites. You might hear about funguses, fin rot. Those are all terminologies that you're going to hear a lot of people address and refer to them, and maybe not sometimes take a step back for the new hobbyist to kind of explain to them what it is that they're talking about. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy going to come to learn about any of those stuff. I think I started this channel with the intention of being an educational channel. I would fair to say that I haven't really followed through with that aspect of it. I think my channel has definitely taken a step in a different direction, which is, I'm okay with that. I think a lot of it, if I'm being honest, is I don't have the time or the dedication to do these edited videos, to really sit down and write a script. One of the things that you're going to notice about my videos, they're totally off the cuff. They're not prepared at all. I'm pulling stuff out of thin air, not thin air, but just out of memory, recollection, and experiences. And that's not necessarily the way you want to do this. It's definitely not the way that YouTube teaches you how to do content. I have a lot of mannerisms. I have a lot of things that I do that you shouldn't do when you do a video, but that's besides the point. You're here because you want to know about setting up an aquarium. And the thing is, I would recommend that you look into yourself and find out why you want to set up an aquarium. If it's truly because something that has always intrigued you, because it's something that you've always wanted, maybe you're in a situation now where you can afford to do it, because maybe in the past you couldn't because of other priorities in your life, then more than likely you're going to have success, because that's going to drive you to want to learn more, to want to understand what goes on in an aquarium. Again, the beauty of social media is that there is an abundance of information out there. You won't find them in my channel. You're not going to find the how to do stuff, how top 10 this, you're not going to see that here, because that's not what I've done. And I've taken a different paths with my channel. But this is something that I hardly ever hear people talk about. It might be a little bit different from what you are normally used to seeing from my channel, but I think it's important that we have this conversation. I think it's important that you are honest with yourself as to why you want to start up an aquarium, because that's going to be your road to success. Now, if you want to start up an aquarium, there's going to be a lot of questions you need to ask yourself. And again, this is where the only way this is going to work is that if you're totally honest with yourself, because too many of us have made the mistake of not being totally sincere with ourselves. Who cares about everybody else? It's just sometimes we become impulsive and we lie to ourselves that we're going to be able to afford to do something down the road that is required for the fish or the success that we want to have. And if you're not ready to do that, and you're not being honest with yourself, you're going to put yourself in a situation that is going to be very difficult. So you really need to stop and think, why is it that you want to do this? Once you figure that out, we can go on to the next step.